Hey, good morning. Thanks for joining me. What I thought I would do today is do a quick, like a hand tutorial, if you will. And by the time you're done with this, even if you've had a hard time drawing hands, I think that you'll be giving yourselves a hand for your effort and success and tolerance of bad jokes. It's applaudable. Here we go. I got a circle. Use light colors. Press lightly with your pencil. Use your black last. First we do a sketch, then we'll color it in. So sketch out a circle here. Not perfect. Nothing's perfect. I mean, except my beard. All right. Circle, small circle. That smaller circle is the heel of the thumb. Since we've got that, I would have put here's a part of the thumb, and then maybe the thumb is bent out like that, or maybe it's bent in like that. Whatever you want to do. And we got four more ellipses, slightly bigger. That's index, middle, ringu, and a pink finger. So now you got these with one, two, three, four. Let's just do this. Five, six, seven. Seven modified circles, right? Let's do another one here, right? Remember Mickey Mouse had that thing on his glove always? Let's put one of those in. We'll draw a line there. And then a couple of lines like this. Why not? We go boop, boop, maybe? Yeah. Later on, we'll figure it out. It's coming together nice. If you got this, you're on the right track. I should have moved my self camera picture over to there so it looks a little bit more like I'm looking at the audience, right? Now, here we are, 1-to-1. You don't have any idea that I'm actually just looking at my own beautiful face in that rectangle and not at the camera, which is you. That's okay. We're not here for me. We're here uh, because you deserve a hand, because you need a hand. Anyway, all right, you got your sketch in a light color, crayon, color pencil, marker, whatever. Use a light color, use a pencil. Please don't start with black. Now I'm going to color it in. I'm going to just use green because it was right near my fingers when I was reaching for a color. I'm going to color it the glove parts real light. This would work with anything, pencil, marker. You're just blocking out these areas like a little bit further. It's another layer of sketching, really. Thinking about smoothing the edges. Don't worry about coloring inside the lines. You can't because there aren't any lines yet. That's why. All right. So figure. Palm, cuff. Dude needs some flesh tone. Here we go. Give him some human color here. Whoops. My paper's tried to escape. Not so fast, Monsieur Papier. That's not really French, probably. I wouldn't know. So you got your hand here. Well, your arm. A couple of those tendons, maybe. Just a little detail. You got your glove, figure shapes. I'm going to do the outline in a couple of layers just for fun because it looks cool. Layering up stuff and leaving the base layers clearly visible for everybody to see. Adds a dimension. Look, you see the orange, you see the red now. I'm going to take this red and I'm just going to follow the outside line where I know like how fingers work, right? Pick up your own hand and look at it, see how your fingers, what that webbing looks like in between your fingers, how it looks when it goes back up to the fingers. This part here between your index and your thumb. What's up with that part of your hand? I don't know. Maybe I'll figure it out one day. Here's that knuckle of the thumb, and then back into that. It's not perfect, but what in life is? Except like effort is kind of divine, but it's no, not perfect. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to trace out the heel of the hand a little bit, that bump in. And a lot of times you see a line here. That helps people get it together that it's the palm of the hand. When we see these details, the little wrist lines. Nothing literal. We're not hitting anybody over the head with our information. As an artist, your job is to magically present these things with as little effort as possible. Because like if you're making a cartoon, you got to draw like at least 24 of these a second. So we're looking for, that's why a lot of cartoons have free figures. It's sort of like old fashioned MGM and Warner Brothers. You save a couple bucks. If we drew, if it takes 5 seconds to draw a hand with 4 fingers and it takes 4.5 seconds to draw a hand with 3 fingers, well, after a couple of years, you've made $1 billion by reducing your effort. And then Hanna-Barbera took that even further, and it was like, no, we could just draw like 3 separate images per series. Then they just use limited animation to swap out all those parts. That's why some of the episodes look real scratchy, I think, because they use really old cells. So I just did orange, super light, colored it in with green and brown. And then I did a red outline to darken it up. Now I went with blue again. It looks a little funny in there, but it also looks cool. Like it's interesting, right? Perfection isn't so interesting. It really leads to a lot of frustration for me and a lot of my students, because we're out there and we see these art people, especially now in the digital age, where this faux fiction, that means fake perfection. I just made that up. Like this faux fiction, right? You got this thing, we're painting digitally, but it's not really painting, and you can undo. It's like a double figure tap, undo, 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 undo. But it's like all those undos is the heart and soul of your image, you know, like your little thumbprints. Don't undo yourself. Keep moving forward with your art and see what happens. Mistakes don't generally exist. Specifically, as Bob Ross called it was a happy accident. And so now you got this hand. It's beautiful, right? You could draw another hand the same way. You just do it the opposite. Hand, hand, hand. No matter what you do, if it's going this way, it's still those same parts. We'll draw this circle, and then that thumb circle, and then the thumb. And then you just draw all the figures on top of each other. You might even draw the pinky right behind this, even though you know it's not there. You draw it over there a little bit, move it over. You just give the people the clues and they go, oh, that's a hand. Sometimes I just draw what I like to call a bloop. It's just an arm with a little, like a spiral at the end, or you see it a lot of if you look up like cute or kawaii, Kawai superheroes, they have a lot of bloopy figures and just little dollopy feet. Dollop. That's a word I learned in the 1990s. So it's talking about, I think it was a sour cream commercial for baked potatoes. They did a lot of cross promotion back then because the sour cream wasn't selling so good, and the potatoes were taken because everybody worried about starches and such. And they got together, added baked potatoes to the Daisy commercials. They start singing a dollop of Daisy. And then pretty soon, even I tried sour cream on a potato. I didn't like it. But I mean, I tried it. That's what I'm talking about, I guess. That ain't what we're talking about. I'm talking about. And now look how cool this background looks. Makes the hand pop out a bit. You got your purple with the green hand, tan skin there, nice human tone. And now I'm going to do like a warmer color as an outer, just as a goodbye. And thank you so much for joining me. I love to see your art. If there's somehow, I'm on Facebook at Draw with Dustin. I'm an out-school art teacher. We can hang out there, but very affordably. Right on. There's links in my bio and the headline, like everybody does. I'd love to hear what you think about hands. I'd like to see how you draw your hands, and I could for sure learn something from you. I've done it over and over again. Think about shading near the edges to help things look round. I did it a bit here and here. It's all illusion. What things do you notice when you see hands? Add your ideas to my ideas. We'll come to something spectacular. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll see you next time. Adios. Let's retry that. Thank you so much for joining me. See you next time. Bye. That's pretty genuine. Stay drawsome. We'll be drawsome together. Let's draw some. You're totally drawsome. There it is. You're drawsome. Thanks, everybody. Bye.